What is up, guys? It's your boy, Mr. Tech Boy. Today I'm going to be talking about not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 new Apple Watches that you should expect within the next 2 years. 2 of them will be released this year, tomorrow actually, September 15th. The other 3 will be released next year. It may sound very confusing since Apple usually releases 1 Apple Watch per year, but it will definitely make sense after I show you the leaks, my theories, and I explain everything. Without further ado, let's go. So first off, Jon Prosser has said that Apple is going to make a Apple Watch with the body of a Series 4 or Series 5 with that nice big beautiful display, and it's going to have the removal of the ECG feature, which allows you to take a really cool health feature that involves your heart rate. It also will not have the always on display that the Series 5 added. Personally, for me, I don't care too much about these 2 features because since this is going to be a budget version compared to the Series 6 Pro that he called it the Series 6 Pro, I think it would be really cool to have a budget Apple Watch that is basically like an iPhone XR or iPhone 11. You get the same big screen, but stuff is removed and certain features are removed. You can have the nice big screen and form factor without having to pay the really big price. I think the Apple Watch Series 6 Pro, if that's actually what it's called, will be really cool with all the new features, but I can see a lot of people enjoying being able to get that really nice big display and the really nice looking Apple Watch without having to pay all the extra money for the Apple Watch Series 6 Pro. Those 2 are expected to be revealed tomorrow alongside new iPad Air and new iPad 8. I did a whole separate video on that. If I remember, I'll put a card right up here. But you should also expect a new Apple Watch SE next year. If the Apple Watch Series 6 is similar to the iPhone 11 and the Apple Watch Series 6 Pro is similar to the iPhone 11 Pro, then the Apple Watch SE will be similar to the iPhone SE. It just makes sense. All of that made sense name-wise. So the iPhone SE is nothing like those other 2. It's the iPhone 8 with the new chip that the iPhone 11 Pro has, the A13, an upgrade from the A11. So you get the same really fast chip that's going to get years of software updates and it's going to be really fast. You don't have to spend as much money as you would on a more expensive device if you're fine with having an older design. I would expect this to be $149 or $200. Some leakers said $149. I think $149 is possible, but it could also be $200. Having it be $149 is really competing with lower end devices like Fitbits and Garmin's. I think it would be a really great device for people who want an Apple Watch on a really low budget. The Apple Watch Series 6 is definitely for people who want an iPhone XR, who want to have a really cool looking device and they care about the way the device looks, versus people who would get the Apple Watch SE who just want an Apple Watch. They don't really care about the way it looks, and as long as it's going to work for a long time, they're fine. If you're getting the Series 6 though, you care about it looking really cool but not having to pay as much, and if you want the Series 6 Pro, you want to get the best of the best. A lot of people are very much having doubts about this because they don't think Apple would put Pro in an Apple Watch, but Apple currently makes the iPhone 11 Pro. You can't do anything professional on it. You cannot make any professional Hollywood movies on your iPhone, especially with AirPods Pro, which are basically just adding noise cancellation. Noise cancellation is not like a professional thing, especially in a pair of AirPods. Professionals, if they're using noise cancellation, they would use the big beefy headphones, or they would use some more professional earbuds. They wouldn't use a pair of AirPods Pro. It's just a name. It's just how Apple differentiates cheaper devices from higher end devices with more features. So I think that it's perfectly fine for Apple to name it Apple Watch Series 6 Pro, even though the name is weird and it sounds weird. AirPods Pro is also weird because the device is not actually for professionals. So I think Apple Watch Series 6 Pro is something that Apple would do. Whether you like the name or not is a different story. I honestly, personally am most interested in a regular Apple Watch Series 6 if these rumors and leaks are true. A lot of this information of having 3 separate watches comes from an article on Radar Reports from TME Michael about the Apple Watch SE, one of them having a Series 4, one of them having a Series 3 body. Both of them are conflicting. One is cheaper prices, one is higher prices, but still below the Series 6 Pro. And he basically theorized that it would be 3 separate devices instead of having them replace the Apple Watch Series 3 with this new Apple Watch that Jon Prosser is talking about. I think this theory makes a lot of sense. It seems logical if you compare it to Apple's iPhones. Like I said, I will leave a link to that article in the description. You can read it. It's pretty much been the basis for everything I've said so far. The next part we're going to be talking about an article from 9to5Mac from Quo, where he mentions a bunch of stuff about the iPhone 12 and the iPad Air, and it's all really, really cool stuff. But what I want to focus on is the Apple Watch Series 7, which he expects to be redesigned. What I personally think is going to happen is next year they'll do a redesign for the Series 7 Pro if all of the other stuff I said before was correct, and the regular Series 7 is going to have the same Series 5, 4, and 6 design, except it's going to have a newer chip and newer features. I think for the 7 Pro, it makes a lot of sense that they would remove the side crown, which was an image found in iOS 14, a new Apple Watch with slimmer bezels and no side button. You're probably confused. How is Apple going to remove the side button? The side button does quite a lot of stuff. If you hit it once, it takes you to the multitasking menu. If you hit it twice, it takes you to Apple Pay. But if Apple is going to be thinning the bezels the same way they did for the iPhone 10, they thinned the bezels and then they removed the home button and then they added a home bar, so you don't need to use the home button. So instead of having to hit the home button twice or once to do different tasks, you can just swipe up or swipe and hold to do tasks. What I think Apple would do is instead of having to have a side button, you swipe up once in order to go home, you swipe up and you hold in order to get to the multitasking menu. On the crown, you hit it once, you'd go back an app, you hit it twice, you activate Apple Pay. That way you don't need a side button, since the side button would be useless anyway, since now you have gestures. I think this would make the Apple Watch look more clean, look more minimal. I am a fan of the way the Apple Watch looks from the image they found in iOS 14. I think someone needs to make a render out of that. I never saw any type of render by any different concept creator. If you're watching this and you're a concept creator, you should probably make that. I think it would look really cool. Maybe I'll make that sometime, but yeah. I think I may have figured out what the Apple Watch Series 7 is going to be. Very similar to the iPhone 10, thin bezels, no more side button, swipe up to go home, and that would be the Series 7 Pro. And the regular Series 7, like I said, would just be an upgrade from the Apple Watch Series 4, 5, and 6 design, but with the new chip and whatever new features they decide to add to it. I think that the future of Apple Watches is really, 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 really cool. And I'm really excited for it. I'm definitely interested in either that Series 7 Pro with the new design or a budget device like the Series 6, not Pro, if those theories and leaks end up being true. If you liked my theories and leaks, the information I gave, putting together all the stories and the rumors in order to put it into one compact video, along with my theories and what the Series 7 will be based on a bunch of different theories and leaks and rumors, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Mr. Tech Boy on Twitter and Instagram. There's also a link in the description to merch if you would like to purchase merch in order to support me. I do not make money from these videos, so if you buy merch, you're supporting me. And I would really appreciate if you do that. I would also appreciate if you could subscribe, hit the bell. Yeah, that's all for today's video. Goodbye.